skip. Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing tomorrow's here.
It's a brand new day, never hold on to hate, cause you was placed here to be great. Please take your place, all queens got a seat at my table, cause without y'all, then the man ain't able. Melanated queen, connected to the universe, and so I gotta thank my mom for my birth. If hate is the curse, then love is the remedy. So I send you love no matter creed or identity, until infinity, look at you like you kin to me. Even when we disagree, yo, you still kin to me. In other words, I can't bring you no trouble, can't bring you no beef, don't wanna see you deceased. Now if I'm coming at you, I'm coming with a business plan, cause every day I'm on some, yo, let's get this money, man. Yeah, and that's my real plans. I rest my head at night, I wake up, I got another plan.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing tomorrow's here.
It's a lot of high rappers tell me why we don't get money together, but we'll kill each other over whatever. Running down the freeway, we gonna own down. If Black Lives Matter, why we gonna own down? That's why they laugh and they think that we clowns. They hear what we say, but see how we get down. We gotta change that now, right now to be exact, cause hurting that man's moms is not where it's at now. Old school, new school need to learn, yo. They put us in groups so they can make more dough. The young versus the old versus the young, black versus white, you see the pattern, right? No unity, keep them all on some gutter-ish. This way they don't prosper and get rich. Yo, can't you see it's a trick? Just open your third eye and you'll see the full view of it. Now yo, what if the powers that be know that the real power lies within the people? That's us. And what if they using things like crayon colors, black and white, to separate the people? Hey, yo, you gotta wake up. Don't let them fool y'all. Spread love.
Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing tomorrow. Good morning, it's another day, my friend. But soon the sunshine turns to moonlight, life goes It takes some time to say goodnight. You close your eyes to dream next thing tomorrow's here again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning.
All right, y'all, we're in the building. Back in the building, I should say. You know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We are going to go ahead and get into it. We've got an emergency live stream up in here. We got some breaking news. We've got some breaking news, y'all. Let me see who all is in the building. Shout out to everybody who's in here, man. We should be good to go. There we go, looking all crispy and clean on the screen. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and an emergency episode of the Music Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE Beats of ClassEbeats.com, and we are going to go ahead and get right into it. I see a bunch of y'all in the chat as well. This is absolutely insane. It's finally happening, y'all. And hey, I'm gonna be the first one to admit that I was wrong, but let me shout out everybody who's in the building first. I see y'all over there watching. Thank y'all for being here, man. I know we're gonna have a lot more people coming in, so I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes before we get into this, because this is gonna be crazy. All right, y'all saw the title of the video. I see a bunch of y'all in here watching too. Should we go ahead and get into it? Should we get into it? All right, and as y'all know, we have been covering this YSL RICO trial for the past several months. It feels like forever, but we've got some breaking news today and it is absolutely insane. Shout out to everybody who's in here. Y'all ready? Can't believe this is happening. Here we go. It's official, y'all. It is officially over for our guy, Judge Glanville. Wow. I can't believe it. It's official. Judge Glanville is up out of here. Judge Rachel Krause came through. She dropped the hammer and said, Judge Glanville has got to go. Yo, let me, hold on a second. Before we get into it, let me share this video with everyone so they can come on over here and see what's going on, because this is absolutely crazy. I had no idea this was going to happen today. I did not see this coming. A lot of y'all have known what my stance was when it came to this whole situation with Judge Rachel Krause ruling on these recusals, and it's looking like she came through. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. So it is official. Judge Glanville is out of there. He has officially been recused and is off the YSL RICO trial. Let's go ahead and get into it. I've got the document here, the full document of the recusal showing what Judge Rachel Krause has to say and why she's kicking him on up out of here. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The state of Georgia versus DeMonte Kendrick, Jeffrey Williams, Khalif Adams. We've got Mr. Ryan over there. We've got Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Nichols, and then we've got our guy, Mr. Huey, in here. Order on motions to recuse Judge Glanville. All right, here's what's going down. This case before the court to consider various motions to recuse, including defendant DeMonte Kendrick's motion to recuse Judge Glanville. We talked about that. That's the first one. Caleb Bumpus's motion to quash, to show cause, order, and or to recuse Judge Glanville. That's the second one. And then, of course, we have Young Thug's motion to disqualify / recuse Judge Glanville from all further dealings in the above referenced case and amended supplement. All right. The specific facts necessary to determine these recusal motions are well documented in affidavits, court filings, certified transcripts, and video recordings available on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube gang. We've been putting in work out here. Having considered the record evidence and applicable case law, the court finds as follows. All right. And here's a little note here that we'll read. It says the court previously considered and denied defendant Kendrick's motion to disqualify Fulton County Superior Court judges from ruling on recusal motion and the portion of the defendant Williams amendment supplement that sought this court's recusal. All right. Shout out to Mr. Weinstein there, putting in work as well. The recusal motions arise out of a multi-defendant prosecution brought by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office alleging gang activity and associated crimes. Although there are 28 defendants named in the indictment, only 6 are being tried as of June 7, 2024. The motions to recuse all arise from the same circumstances related to the state's witness, Kenneth Copeland, aka Lil Woody. On June 7, 2024, the state intended to call Lil Woody to testify. And they have a note here we'll read in a second. Prior to his testimony, counsel for Lil Woody, Jonathan Melnick, appeared and indicated in open court that Lil Woody did not wish to testify and intended to invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. Judge Glanville brought Lil Woody into court and discussed with him the effect of an immunity order Judge Glanville had entered that granted immunity to Lil Woody. Judge Glanville specifically advised Lil Woody that if he invoked his Fifth Amendment and refused to testify, the state would ask for Lil Woody to be held in contempt and jailed. Judge Glanville also advised that if asked, Judge Glanville would jail Lil Woody for refusing to testify. All right. And then they say here, Khalif Adams' case was served, and though he is not currently on trial, his case was transferred to this court because Caleb Bumpus's motion to recuse Judge Glanville in association with the show cause and contempt issue was filed in Mr. Adams' portion of the docket. Also, we can see the transcript of June 7, 2024, which we've went over before, right? After that question, Lil Woody spoke After that discussion, Lil Woody spoke to his attorney and indicated he would testify once called. Lil Woody was asked to specify his age, and instead of answering, he stated, "I plead the fifth." Judge Glanville excused the jury and then advised Lil Woody in open court that he was in contempt and ordered him to be jailed until Monday, June 10th, 2024. We all know what happened on June 10th. I'm sure we'll get to it here in a second. At which time, Judge Glanville told Lil Woody they would revisit Lil Woody's willingness to testify. Mr. Melnick spoke to Lil Woody and reiterated to the court that Lil Woody still intended to invoke his Fifth Amendment right if he called a witness. Judge Glanville indicated he would revisit the issue with Lil Woody on Monday, June 10th at 8:30 a.m. and the court would be adjourned for the day. On June 10th at approximately 9:10 a.m., Judge Glanville had a secret ex parte meeting. We know about that one. He met with counsel for the state, Adrian Love, and standing counsel for Lil Woody, Caleb Bumpus. The meeting took place in Judge Glanville's chambers. Error number one, right? Counsel for the trial defendants did not participate in the meeting and were not aware that the meeting was taking place. The transcript reflects that Miss Love told Judge Glanville that she wanted the meeting to both impress upon Lil Woody the risk of refusing to testify. This impress upon is a very interesting phrase there, but we'll leave it alone. And allow Lil Woody to ask questions before he testified. Miss Love also expressed concerns to Judge Glanville about Lil Woody's representation. Miss Bumpus, Miss Love, and Judge Glanville also discussed the scope and the effect of the state's grant of immunity with Lil Woody. Lil Woody was then brought to Judge Glanville's chambers, and this is where they messed up, where he spoke with and asked questions of Caleb Bumpus, Judge Glanville, and Simone Hilton. All right. Also, 2 investigators from the DA office and multiple deputies were also present, as well as 1 or more members of Judge Glanville's staff, including his court reporter who took down the conference. The certified transcript was filed into record on July 1st, 2024. All right, so let's go back a little bit. So everyone who was there or who Lil Woody talked to was Miss Bumpus, Judge Glanville, of course, Miss Hilton's counsel for the state who had joined the meeting. During that time, the state advised Lil Woody that he could remain in custody until the conclusion of the trials of all defendants in the case. This is where they said, hey, Lil Woody, I mean, we're not even halfway through everybody who has to be heard yet. We've got a ton of witnesses, and you could sit in jail for a long time. Not just the 6 currently on trial. Judge Glanville discussed, of course, we talked about 24-5-507 with Lil Woody and his rights and responsibilities after a grant of immunity. Lil Woody spoke privately with his standing counsel, Miss Bumpus, and then advised the court that he would testify. They didn't really give him a choice, it sounds like, either. After the meeting and immediately before Lil Woody was brought out to testify, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, hey, shout out to the lawyer of the year, Brian Steele, the man, the myth, the legend, putting in work. Man, after the meeting and immediately before Lil Woody was brought out to testify, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, advised the court that he was aware of the M Chambers meeting that morning. Brian Steele objected. The Honorable Brian Steele objected to the ex parte meeting and a lengthy, I don't know how to pronounce that one, so I'm not even going to try. And a lengthy back and forth occurred between Mr. Steele and Judge Glanville, in which Judge Glanville inquired how Mr. Steele became aware of the Chambers meeting. Mr. Steele declined to reveal the source of his information, and Judge Glanville held him in contempt, though Mr. Steele was allowed to remain in the courtroom on behalf of his client, Young Thug. Ultimately, Lil Woody did testify on June 10th and was later released from custody. The next day, Judge Glanville issued a show cause order requiring everyone present at the ex parte meeting to appear and show cause as to why they should not be held in contempt for disclosing information about the ex parte meeting to the defense counsel, which is crazy. But, you know, you heard what Judge Glanville said. He said his chambers are sacrosanct. They are holy. No one should violate Judge Glanville's holy chambers. So you see how he thinks about everything that went on there. An amended show cause order was later entered, setting July 1st for an in-camera review of the transcript of the ex parte meeting. Judge Glanville did not want to review this transcript in open court. And then, as we know, he changed his mind. He said, fine, you can have the transcript. Was it the full transcript? We'll never know, probably. The first motion to recuse filed by DeMonte Kendrick, aka Mr. Weinstein, on June 12th. All right. Mr. Kendrick's motion seeks to recuse Judge Glanville for his involvement in the allegedly improper and coercive ex parte meeting with the state. On June 14th, Judge Glanville denied the motion. Judge Glanville determined the recusal motion was timely, supported by an affidavit, and on a cursory review. Contains assertions to facts to support the allegations of bias and partiality. However, Judge Glanville ultimately determined that because there was no way to verify the veracity of the information contained in the affidavit, and there was no actual evidence of the intent of discussion during the in-chambers meeting. What are you talking about, Glanville? What did you think was going to go on? And why didn't you invite the defense if it wasn't a big deal? The affidavit was legally insufficient, and the motion to recuse did not require referral to another judge or consideration. Man, he messed up so bad. On June 14th, Caleb Bumpus then filed a motion to quash, to show cause, and or to recuse Judge Glanville from presiding over any contempt action against Ms. Bumpus resulting from alleged disclosure of the disclosure. I can't say it for some reason, of the ex parte meeting. And they give us a note here. On June 17th, Young Thug filed his motion to recuse Judge Glanville. Divorced from its hyperbole, Young Thug's motion and supplement also seek to recuse Judge Glanville because of his involvement in the ex parte meeting, which Young Thug also alleges was improper and coercive, which we can clearly see from the transcripts. Judge Glanville's over there giving Lil Woody legal advice, saying, hey, if you don't testify, you're going to sit in jail until the trial's over. If that's what you want, that's what you got to deal with. What do their notes say? Technically, Mr. Steele's counsel moved to recuse Judge Glanville from further handling of the contempt action during the June 10th proceedings. However, that motion was made orally and is not before the court because Mr. Steele's contempt matter is currently pending before the Supreme Court. Although referred to this court for consideration, Ms. Bumpus's motion to recuse is both premature and moot because Ms. Bumpus had not yet been held in contempt and because on July 1st, Judge Glanville canceled the show cause hearing, which makes sense. All right. Young Thug's motion alleges both actual bias and the appearance of bias because Judge Glanville allegedly participated in the accusatory process when he met with Lil Woody, and Judge Glanville became embroiled in a controversy when he had when he held Brian Steele, aka Young Thug's lawyer, in contempt, which is true. Embroiled in a controversy. Oh my gosh. On July 1st, the day appointed for the parties to review a redacted transcript of the ex parte meeting, Judge Glanville announced that he was releasing the entirety of the transcript of the ex parte meeting.
Stop the cap.
We don't believe him. And was taking judicial notice of and making a record regarding certain matters associated with the ex parte meeting, whatever that means. Most of what Judge Glanville relayed was a collation of record evidence about the recent circumstances in the case. Judge Glanville also explained how he became aware of the state's request for an ex parte meeting. In addressing the circumstances of contempt against Mr. Steele, Judge Glanville explained the court's purpose and concern in pursuing information about the security and confidentiality of his chambers. Judge Glanville advised that he had not instigated an investigation into surveillance footage. Oh, whoa. So this is the video. This must be the video that he's talking about where they noticed that Kayla was talking to the defense. Judge Glanville also explained how he became aware of the state's request for an ex parte meeting. In addressing the circumstances of that contempt against Mr. Steele, Judge Glanville explained the court's purpose and concern in pursuing information about the security and confidentiality of his chambers. Judge Glanville advised that he had not instigated an investigation into surveillance footage, but had reviewed such footage for timeline and security. Oh my gosh.
Stop the cap.
Judge Glanville, come on, man. So he must be this has to be talking about the video that was mentioned that somebody took of Kayla talking to the defense after the ex parte meeting. Judge Glanville then explained his view that the ex parte meeting was proper under Georgia law, no way, and outlined relevant law that supported his inherent authority to hold such a meeting. Judge Glanville maintained that no one gained a tactical advantage as a result of the ex parte nature of the meeting. Judge Glanville also questioned defendants' right to be present at the ex parte meeting because the issue under discussion was between the state and the witness, who was represented by counsel. I think it's funny that they did all of this in open court and everything happened in open court, but then they're going to say that for some reason they didn't receive a tactical advantage by convincing little Woody to testify. I mean, come on, man. We know that's not true. After making this record, Judge Glanville announced that the show cause hearing was canceled and that the recusal motions filed by Mr. Kendrick, Mr. Williams, and Ms. Bumpus were being referred for consideration by another judge in accordance with the Uniform Superior Court Rule 2.5 and are through 2.7. All right, the motions to recuse were assigned to this court for consideration. Here's the legal framework. All right, motions to recuse are governed by specific legal framework outlined in Rule 25, which we went through all of this in previous videos. So if y'all want to review it, you can. This is probably going to be a little bit boring. So let's go ahead to the analysis and discussion. All right. We're going to hear what Judge Rachel Krause is talking about, why she made this decision and what she thinks on everything that happened. Here, Judge Glanville had previously announced on the record that the motions were timely and supported by an affidavit. In transferring these cases to another judge for consideration, Judge Glanville necessarily determined that the third criteria was satisfied, i.e., that recusal might be authorized if the facts alleged in the motion were assumed true, which we definitely assume everything was true. And we even see a lot of evidence of that in the transcript in what Brian Steele said in open court as well. Therefore, Judge Glanville has required to refer the motion for reassignment, or was required to refer the motion for reassignment and was prohibited from opposing the motion, which is the way it was supposed to go. It is worth noticing that the court agrees generally with Judge Glanville's assessment of the propriety of the ex parte meeting. While the meeting could have and perhaps should have taken place in open court, which is what we said, nothing about the fact of the meeting or the substance discussed was inherently improper. Interesting. That's an interesting note there from Judge Krause, but she's going to explain why she made this decision further, right? However, in this order denying defendant Kendrick's motion and in the process of making his record on July 1st, Judge Glanville added facts, provided context, questioned the veracity of the allegations and otherwise explained his decisions and actions and argued why those actions were proper. While it may be appropriate for the judge to disclose information relevant to his potential recusal, such a disclosure must be made in a way that is objective, dispassionate, and non-argumentative as possible so that the judge is not reasonably perceived as a hostile witness or advocate. In presenting his record as to the recusal issues and in ruling on Kendrick's motion, Judge Glanville evaluated and accepted the truth of his own factual allegations mandating his recusal. Dang. This court has no doubt that Judge Glanville can and would continue presiding fairly over this matter if the recusal motions were denied. but the necessity of preserving the public's confidence in the judicial system weighs in favor of excusing Judge Glanville from further handling this case. This is a win, and this is exactly what we wanted. And this last statement right here is just saying exactly everything that we've been saying. Any reasonable person looking at this entire case, looking at everything that's taken place over the past several weeks, the past several months, can see the bias in what Judge Glanville is doing, and that he is heavily leaning towards giving the prosecution some benefit. So this is very well put in a great statement by Judge Krause. Let me read this again. This court has no doubt that Judge Glanville can and would continue presiding fairly over this matter if the recusal motions were denied, which they're not. But the necessity of reserving the public's confidence in the judicial system weighs in favor of excusing Judge Glanville from further handling this case. I won't say that my faith is restored, but I will say this. I was completely wrong in my assessment of what was going to happen here. You guys may have seen in past live streams and past videos, I said, I do not see Judge Rachel Krause recusing Judge Glanville and removing him just because they're both in the same office. They're in the same county. They work with some of the same people. And I think this would essentially look good for her in the long run if she were to say, hey, I stood on business 10 toes down. I looked at the evidence and saw that it was wrong. But there is going to be possibly some backlash for her from the people that she works with in Fulton County. And we don't know what Judge Glanville is going to do either, because like it or not, he's the chief judge in Fulton County. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But based on the foregoing, the court hereby orders as follows. Defendant DeMonte Kendrick's motion to recuse Chief Judge Glanville is granted. Caleb Bumpus's motion to quash the show cause order and or to recuse Judge Glanville is denied as moot, right? That means basically the show cause, she didn't even have to show up because the meeting was canceled. So they took this out of here, right? And then, or the hearing was canceled, I should say. Defendant Young Thug's motion to disqualify / recuse Judge Glanville from all further dealings in the above referenced case as amended and supplemented is granted. All right. Here we go. And then lastly, it says the clerk of court shall reassign this case using the court's case assignment procedures. Now, this is all very, very interesting, and I'm shocked and surprised to see this. We're going to talk a little bit tomorrow about what's going to happen moving forward now that Judge Glanville is, I mean, he's completely off of the case. He's done. They're going to have to redo a few things going on here. I don't know if Brian Steele's next move is possibly to push for a mistrial, and maybe he'll present some more evidence to that. But it's very amazing to see. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat as well. Was this a good move? Has justice been served? Is Fulton County back on track? Is Fannie Willis over there heated, man? Because her guy is out? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. And shout out to everybody who's in here as well. We had over 100 people in the building. Thank y'all for stopping by. And what did East Baltimore is up in here says, Judge Glanville, no doubt, welcome to recusal. You think so? Mixed Chick Samantha says, bye-bye Glanville and his pup. Shout out to the service dog. What else? Unknown says, I read this motion. BS. The jurist is allowed to move on with good standing. No repercussions. That's an interesting point. Yeah, we're going to talk about that on the live stream tomorrow morning, and we'll get into all the details there. But again, thank y'all for stopping by. We had to cover this. I know it was an emergency live stream. I'll be dropping the video clip of this a little on later today. Actually, here probably in the next hour or so. And we'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of the Music Morning Show, where you guys can hear more coverage on this. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like the video on your way out. You know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace.
It get replaced quick. I'll never sacrifice my soul. Truth is, so I might never get 1 million records sold. But that's cool, cause I'm good with the creator. He nurtured my thoughts, present you with verbal flavor. You never listen to what no haters say. We pray for them, but we gon' move it this way. We moving forward, y'all.